Well, I didn't manage to get back yesterday after going for my school lunch. I didn't manage to get back to the house. It was great, actually. What a transformation. My day, school lunch was a big tray of something. They chopped it up, they dished it out, and that was it. You got what you were given. There was a salad bar, there was some pizzas, there was some potato waffles that they'd made, but I went for the Yorkshire pudding, come on, filled with minced beef and veg, and then a square of lemon drizzle cake. Hey, so I've booked in to go Monday to Friday to get the school lunch from now on. Anyway, we're here, back in the house, and what have we got to do? Well, we've still got some painting to do in this room, and I still need to get the skirting boards sorted in here. In the upstairs bedroom, I've got that pole that I need to finish, give it another coat of paint and finish that and fit that. And then really it's biting the bullet and doing some other big things. I know one of the things that everyone will be sort of looking at and all the rest of it is the kitchen. Why haven't you finished the kitchen? I tell you what, it's because I'm nervous about screwing the thing together and fixing it in place. And there's a few things that, I need to sort of, I think about things quite a lot. I take all your comments on board about what you say and all the rest of it. Apart from drilling through the bricks, I wish everyone could come over here and have a go at drilling through the bricks, because I'd give a special prize, maybe a bag of Seabrook's crinkle cut beefy crisps. I'd give you a special prize if you can drill through in, as fast as everyone thinks you can without spoiling the bricks as well, because all the houses around here, no one's done it. Apart from that core for the extractor fan that I did, no one has done it. And I reckon the only reason I did it was because even a blind squirrel finds a nut occasionally. First things first though, we get the kettle on and we make a coffee. Cue the music. I was just making a coffee, surprise, surprise. And I remember that a few people have sort of commented about distances socket to sink. And the weird thing is, in BS 7671 or whatever it is that you do, the standards in the UK, they don't kind of mention it. A couple of the reasons, you've now got additional security in terms of shocks and all the rest of it with these type products. So, you move the kettle now and it's not actually connected to anything. So it's on these bases, and there are things that have improved the safety of things. Obviously you could have a toaster there, which could be dangerous, and you can have anything on a flex, but then now with the boards, you've got the super fast trip out if something happens, because of your RCD, LCBO, surge protection and all the rest of it that goes in it as modern things. However, I thought I'd get my tape measure out, and I was a bit nervous. I did check it before I turned it on because it was more than 300 before, and if I put it up to the wall there, if you look down and come up the line, it is actually about, here we go, I don't know if you can see that, about where my thumb is. I'll turn it over. So it's about 308. I was going to have another socket here, yeah, but then when I did measure, that socket would have come to about here, and that would only have been about 225 mil. So the reason I took it out was it was going to be too close when I was finally measuring up for the sink. I mean, you could plug something in over there and you could walk to the sink and stick it in if you were so inclined. So it's only to try and make things a little bit safer. But do you remember the old days with the first electric kettles, when the plug went in and you used to walk over to the tap and fill it and water would be going everywhere? Yeah, geez, that was risky, because you'd have been on probably a fuse which somebody might have put a 6-inch nail, because the fuses kept tripping out and they couldn't be bothered. So you see in some really old ones, they've wedged in like an old 6-inch nail to stop it tripping out. Well, that's great. The only thing is, it won't trip out, and you will be zapped and zapped and zapped until the muscle spasms finally get you to release it or not, and you're dead. So yeah, everything's a lot safer. But it just made me think as I made a coffee. There you go. I knew there was a reason to make a coffee. Back to it. And what am I trying to do? I'm trying to line up these cupboards. So in this corner, it was meant to be a 500 mil door, but that was because of the sort of the markings that we'd done, and the guy didn't know how far out this was going to come and various other things. But we had the option to shrink it to a 400 mil door. So there were two things on that. That's why I wasn't bothered about shoving the pipe through the cupboard. I've tried to stick my hand around the back of this cupboard, but this corner unit is totally solid in every direction. So running pipes around the back, I'd have still had to cut the corner, and the pipe would still have had to have come in, because there is about that much gap behind it from the way it's built. So the cupboard would have needed doing somehow to get the water out the waist down. But because it's tucked under there, I thought, this is a cupboard where, you know, you put stuff in that you hardly ever use round the corner there, because it's going to be quite awkward to get in and do it, yeah? So it's going to be an infrequently used cupboard. Bit of a waste of space maybe, yeah, could be, but that's kind of how these things are. But I've been down to the kitchen place supplier again. I've ordered the door again, because it doesn't come in. It does come in, they give it to someone else or whatever. So I'm waiting for that one door there, because that is your sort of corner pillar that you fit in. So I just want to have the door in my hand so that I know I'm doing it right before I then screw it to that one and all the rest of it and things like that. The other thing with the washing machine, I don't know if you saw it on here, but we couldn't tell if there was a tiny weep from the sort of the valve. So I just pulled it out and was tightening those up. But yeah, it's all right. It works all right so far. On this bit here, again, I'm waiting for the trim so that I can glue the kind of the front bit onto here. So I've got that to do, that one to connect up, and then the upstands to fit. And I have a funny feeling I'm going to be short of a bit of upstand. No surprise there, is there? Yeah, slowly. So behind me, the cooker hood. Right, it was never properly fitted. I did it for height and to just test it and connect it. I've pulled the fuse on it, so it is actually disconnected. What I wanted to do was properly fit in the sort of the fake chimney bit, because it's one where it's just going to filter the air and blow it out to the sides, sort of thing. But what I realised was, if I fit that chimney up to the top and have the cooker hood on, when I plaster the ceiling, I know that it's going to cause issues. I'm going to make a mess of it. So although I've drilled the holes, I'm not going to fit it until I've plastered the ceiling, which could be months away because I keep putting it off. I feel like I'm setting up the dominoes. And when I'm ready and I hit that first one, the rest are just going to fall in quick succession. That's what it feels like. We'll see. Right, 16. Do you know, doing kitchens is fiddly. It's probably a hell of a lot fiddlier the way I'm doing it. But it is fiddly. There's a shed load of things that you have to do. And guess what? I haven't got enough upstand either. So the little bit at the back, you can see on here, that's going to be really nice. And then tile above. Sally is looking at some tiles which she showed me, and I don't think she was expecting my reaction, which was to kind of laugh as if she meant it as a joke. And guys, we quickly realise when it's not a joke, don't we? Yeah. And they're being deadly serious about it, and they don't understand why our taste is so awful and why they can't see the vision that they've got. I guess that's just the way God made me. I couldn't see it. It didn't look right. But having said that, normally when she's done it, it does look really good. So watch this space for that. It's going to be a while yet, but yeah. Yeah, it's all these little bits coming together. Anyway, I need to go up. I think the thing's dried from yesterday, so I'm going to go up and do that, you know, the rail thing for hanging your clothes on. God, I nearly forgot what it was. Let's go see what we're up to. Stick the light on. Hey, oh. Bum, 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 bum. Right, so we've got that in. There's something, hang your clothes from. I'm going to put a shelf on top here, and yeah, and then you can put in, you know, boxes of stuff or some drawers or something down below, and boom, all good. That's pretty robust, is that? Well, I've kind of got stuck on other things, so this needs doing. I need to plaster this ceiling. Matthew's busy, he's been busy all week on jobs, so I'm going to have a go plastering it myself. What that means is, first things first, another tidy up. Well, it's a day of things not quite going to plan, because the little platform, which is extremely useful when you're plastering because I can just step on it and do the ceiling, Matthew's got in the back of his van, and he's not going to be around for probably an hour or so, so I shall go find something else to do.